Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my weekly tea time and a card. I just want to make sure I can see you guys. Okay, I can see you guys hopping on. Welcome everyone. I don't know why my lighting is so bright. Hopefully you can see okay. It looks really bright on my counter. So I don't have any announcements this week. The only thing we do have some new products that were added to our online collection. Don't forget to check that because they have some circle punches that they brought back. The 1 3/4 inch and the 2 inch. Okay, I see you guys hopping on. So I am going to show you a new card fold. To me, maybe you guys have seen it, but before I show it to you, I'm going to show you what I'm using for products. I'm using Lighting the Way bundle. It has the coordinating dies. As you can see, there's a lot missing because I used a lot for tonight. I want to show you this cute little lantern that comes with this set. I think it's so adorable. And then I'll show you the other dies that come in this set as I show you the products. For ink colors, Flirty Flamingo, Soft Seafoam, Garden Green, and Blackberry Bliss. Look at the pretty color palette. You can't have any of my M&Ms. I restocked. They're all mine. Stamping Dimensionals, Rhinestone Jewels. The basic shapes, and I'm using the hexagon, which would be, let me think, I'm using the second one in, so the second to the last of the largest. I've already gone ahead and cut. I have a lot of die cuts, so I cut a lot of them ahead of time. The card base is Soft Seafoam, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. No, wait a minute, you guys, I'm so used to saying that for the card base. This is totally different. It's actually 8 by 5 1/4, scored at 4. You'll understand why, because the card base is this one. This is going to go on top. This one is Flirty Flamingo, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. See if I get my measurements right. Now on the card, I used a different embossing folder because I made it a couple weeks ago. The one I'm using today, I'm going to bring it up close. Looks like a bunch of little flowers. I hope you can see that. It's new. It's from the Basics 3D embossing folder. This is a set of 3. I showed them last week. The one I just showed you, the flower. We have polka dots and like a geometrical type of thing going on. I have samples. Here's the flower one again. This is on Fresh Freesia. Here's the polka dot. I think I used that one last week in my video. These are so really raised. And you can use the other side, the deboss side also. And then here's the third one. It kind of looks like a road map. I'm just trying to see right there so you guys can see it. Okay, so this is the one I'm using. That's going to be the card base. And then we have basic white, 5 by 3 3/4. Here's my hexagon that I cut already. And then this is actually a square designer piece. I cut it in half diagonally so you're able to make 2 cards. And it's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, cut diagonally. And then I just had a little piece, a little sliver of designer paper left, so I thought I'd stick this on the inside. This is 3 3/4 by 1/2 inch. Okay, now I'm going to bring in all of the die cuts that I stamped and cut because there's so many. Flirty Flamingo on basic white, Shaded Spruce, no, Garden Green, I had to look. Soft Seafoam, so 2 of each. And then the little bumblebees, 1 of each side, and that's Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all down. Move my dies over. And let me show you the card. Now I did use a different embossing folder on the first one. Like I said, this one is with the cane weave. You can use any embossing folder. Now this is called an envelope flap card fold. It's not, we're not using an envelope. We're going to use that diagonal piece that we cut. We're going to make a flap. This flap tucks in and it's what holds the card closed. And this opens up like this. Isn't that neat? So again, now one thing I want to show you, I wanted to fix this. I have a little boo-boo. I'm going to bring in my paper snips. I put my dimensionals. You have to leave this open so you can tuck. I put them a little too high. So that's why you see my flap is bowing. So all I'm going to do is take my snips and just cut a notch. So if that happens to you, just cut a notch like I just did. Now it's going to lay flat. Okay, so this is what we're making. So let me go ahead and bring in the embossed layer first. There's the Flirty Flamingo. We're going to glue this card base. Now let me go ahead and flatten this out one more time. And your card opens down. You have to make sure the fold is on the bottom. I'm going to use liquid glue because I am gluing to an embossed layer. Okay, so let me put this in place. I'm actually going to leave this up a little bit because I need to tuck my little flap under there. I'm going to slide this in. And I'm going to leave it in there about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to fold down. You can glue it ahead of time if you want to. I'm just doing everything in one step. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold it over and fold and make a crease where I folded. Look how easy that was. There's my flap. Okay, so now let's work on the inside first. We're going to do the white layer. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment, and it says, "Thanks for lighting the way." This is Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to move it over just a tad to the left because I have that little designer paper strip I'm going to add. I'm actually going to glue that right now so I don't forget. There was just a little piece that I had left over that was 1 inch wide, and I cut it in half so I'd have one for each card. Okay, now we're going to add some branches. So let me get all 4 of my inks ready. We're going to do 1 of each branch. Just want to make sure you guys are still there. Okay. Now I'm going to start out with this long skinny branch with Flirty Flamingo. We're going to add that at the bottom. Then I'm going to do Garden Green going in the opposite direction. And then we get the 3rd branch with Soft Sea Foam kind of going towards the middle. And then I've got the 3, I said bees, but they look more like wasps. I'm going to put one right here through the branches. And then the medium-sized one, we're going to have that one flowing down. And then the little tiny one. Now you guys, when you stamped with little stamps, I'm just going to do this as a reminder. The smaller the stamp, the less pressure. If I were to press hard on this right now, look at the mess I caused. When you guys have lines like that, that means you're using too much muscle. This is a very small image, so you just kind of kiss it to the paper. Okay. Now this is all set. We're going to glue that to the inside of the card, so the inside will be all done. Oh, and one more thing I want to mention. So I have this popping open this way. You could have it going this way and opening sideways, or you could have it going to the opposite direction, or you could have it going upwards. This is very adaptable for wherever you want your opening, top, bottom, left, or right. Okay, I know what's going to happen here. I'm going to move these. I'm going to glue this right inside. I just want to show you right on the bottom section. Okay, so there's the inside. Now we're going to work on the front. And that's where all these die cuts come in. Let me just bring them all in. I'm going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. And this is using Garden Green. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to start gluing. So I'm just going to flip these all upside down because I need to add liquid glue. I'm going to start out with the Flirty Flamingo. Okay, there's the first one. So I'm just building my layers. You don't have to worry about what it's going to look like in the middle. It's going to look like a hot mess when I'm done, but we're going to cover that with the hexagon. Okay, now we've got the Garden Green. And that's where the stamping dimensionals come in handy, because you're going to cover this whole mess by using stamping dimensionals. Okay, we got two more. Come on. This is a full bottle. This should be coming out easier than that. So look at this wonderful mess going on in the middle. And let's see, we're going to just layer that one like that. Now we're going to add the dimensionals. And again, remember, I went a little too high, so I'm going to go way on the bottom and then below the center. On my first one, I had the dimensionals a little too high above the center point. And you can actually fold your flap down. I think I didn't on my first one. Fold your flap down, and that way you can tell where you're going to have to put that on. There, now look how nice and flat that is. Okay, and then it does open, see, open and close. Just want to show you, make sure you're trusting me that I did this right. Now we're adding our little critters. Okay, we're going to have this one going downwards. Look how quick this is, you guys, once you get everything cut out. We're going to add some rhinestones, a whole bunch of rhinestones. Let's see, another big one. Whoops, that one stuck to my finger. And I'll do another small one right here. That's it, you guys. Look how quick that was. So again, if you're doing this card, this section right here, you're going to cut a square. And you have enough to make 2 cards with. So let me keep this one open, and there's what the card looks like. So this is called an envelope flap card fold. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I will see you guys next week. I don't have a project lined up yet, so no teaser on this one. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.